Hey y'all, this is Diane here. I'm outside in the backyard, my first YouTube video ever. So things aren't going to be perfect, but if I don't start now, I won't. So today's plan is I've got some grass in the backyard I need to rake up so I can mow again over the drain fields in the backyard. The neighbor's dog started barking, sorry about that. Take down my summer raised bed and split it apart, and then put down the landscape fabric and everything for um, the fall beds because I'm going all out. I'm going to put down 4 raised beds. 3 are going to be 12 inches, one's going to be 16, so it's not that big of a deal that they're different heights, but whatever. So I'm going to get started and let y'all see what I'm doing today. So those of you that know me, I live in Central Texas, and it has been hot, unbearably hot, triple digits. We had a break for a while where it only got into the high 90s. Oh my gosh. But yesterday or day before, I think it was 104. Today, I don't know. I haven't checked the weather to see how hot it's going to get, but that's why I'm doing this morning. It is, what time is it? About 10 till 9, so I should have gotten started earlier because the sun's already about to come over the house and make the backyard unbearably hot, but that's okay. Here we go. Okay, so here's a section of the backyard I'm going to be working on. Right there is the raised bed I'm going to be taking apart. That is 2 12-inch boards right there that I've stacked on top of each other. The weeds came up around the outside, but luckily they didn't come up in the middle. That right there is my little compost bin that I got off Amazon. Most of my backyard is taken up by drain fields. We are on a septic tank. We've got 2 drain fields in our backyard. So the middle section obviously grows faster than the outside. So if you see that pile of grass in the backyard, that's what I've already raked up last weekend. From the time before that I mowed. Because it has been so hot, I don't do much except for in the mornings. Luckily, we do have a breeze and some clouds. So I'm gonna go get started and we'll go from there. Man, that was a workout. Done raking the yard. I don't know that I'm gonna move it right now because it's a lot and I already have a lot in that pile back there. Okay, so yeah, like I said, not gonna move that grass today because it's a lot. I might focus on the beds, getting them pulled apart because I have to get this one pulled apart first over here before I can move anything or put up anything else, because the grass did grow up so high around that one bed that I want to take it apart and I want to move that dirt, or at least get it put in my barrel, my garden barrow, garden cart, whatever you want to call it, wheelbarrow thing, or maybe move it over here on top of where our septic tank is because the grass is dead there anyway. And that way I can get this one pulled apart, get the area mowed down around where that bed was, because it's quite high, the grass. It's as high as the bed, and that's 2 foot right there, because I didn't want to use any weed killer because I didn't want any of it getting on my plants. So pull those apart, move the dirt, get the landscape fabric put down, build the beds, cardboard, etc., etc. I'm going to go for the hugelkultur method because it seemed to work okay in this bed that I have, and that is basically where you just put, like, if you want to line the bottom with cardboard like I did, you can line the bottom with cardboard, or we have clouds today, y'all. Sorry, got a little distracted. There we go. Line the bottom with cardboard and then put like logs or rotten logs and grass clippings and things like that that will break down and basically compost back into your dirt. That's what I did on this bed, and it seemed to work really well. I did notice though that the level of the soil did drop quite a bit, so I'm guessing that some of this stuff is already broken down, and probably because it was the summer and hot that it helped things along to break down. So, but I do have quite a lot of grass clippings, as you can see. So, and my neighbor has some logs in that corner back there. And there's also some tree stumps and whatnot that my father's cut up. So might go get some mesquite wood from him to put in the bottom of these beds. Not sure yet, but probably. Also have some stuff, dead hedges in the front of the house that I need to get rid of. So those will probably go in the bottom. Everything like that. So hang on, I'm going to see what the weather's like right now because the sun is beating down on me right now. So it is only 83 degrees according to the weather on my watch. The breeze is blowing, so I might go ahead and tackle this. Go ahead and tackle taking this apart. One sec. Here's the bed I had in the summer. It's 2 1x12s stacked on top of each other. You can probably see it better from over here. 2 1x12s stacked on top of each other. I caught them, had the box store cut them to 4 foot and nailed them together. I kind of did this a little backwards, but it worked. I put my bracing in the outside of the corners, bracing on the inside. I've already pulled all my plants because they were pretty much dead. I was trying to go for like a keyhole garden with this one, but yeah, it didn't work so well. So we're gonna do regular 4-foot square gardens. I'm gonna have 4 of them, probably in the same area with some space in between. This is how dry it is. Y'all, there are cracks in my yard. That's how much we need rain. We got none of the rain from tropical storm / Hurricane Laura because we're too far inland and it turned and went and hit like the Louisiana-Texas border. So all those people down there, the ones that got out, I'm glad you did. The ones that stayed, I hope you're okay. But this did not work well for me because it was way super dry. None of the middle composted well. So I'm going to go for just regular 4-foot beds. Probably going to try the square foot gardening method for the fall garden. That way, I've been doing a lot of research on it and it seems to give you a lot more for what your space is. So in the same area. So I'll have 1, probably 2 right there, 3 and 4 right here, maybe 30 to 36 inch path in between and on the outside of the beds so we can keep this weed issue down with landscape fabric, and then as time and money allow, go over it with gravel or something like that. So this is my little compost bin. I'm not gonna lie, it fell by the wayside. Sure did. Love the idea, plan on using it. I'm gonna move it more than likely to one of the back corners of the garden space, or I might just move it completely to the back of the yard. I'm not real sure where I'm going to put it yet, but this area back here, those are 2, as far as I know, oleander bushes. The one on the right does have some sort of a tree growing out of the middle of it, and then I think that's either a hackberry, chinaberry, or if they're the same kind of tree, something growing out of the middle of it. So my plan is to take all of that out and to plant some dwarf or semi-dwarf fruit trees, maybe some berry bushes as time and climate will allow to grow here in Central Texas, where it doesn't get super cold, but on occasion it will in the winter, and the summers are really, really hot. So that's the plan for that space. I can't really don't really want to grow anything over the top of the septic drain fields, which is pretty much the entirety of the middle of my backyard right here where all the grass is piled up, because I'm just not comfortable with it. I know some people are like, oh, grow it over your septic tank because, or over your drain fields because it's free water. Okay, yeah, not so much, because in the winter there is standing water sometimes in that area, in the back corner back here especially, because in the winters and falls sometimes we do get a little bit more than usual rain sometimes, so sometimes there is standing water, so that's one reason. Plus it's over the septic tank, and I don't know that I really want to grow anything over the top of my septic tank. So, but that's pretty much the plan for the backyard, guys. I appreciate y'all bearing with me through my first YouTube video. I'm gonna go edit this thing down now because it's probably super long. And so yeah, as I said, I figured it'd be better to end on a front facing than me just talking into you looking at my backyard. So yeah, that's the plan, like I said, for the backyard. There's really not much I can do with the front. There's 2 big trees in my front yard, which are great and provide us a lot of shade, but it also provides a lot of shade. So, okay, there we go. So, yeah, 2 big trees in the front that shade pretty much the whole front yard. And the grass is all pretty much dead in the front because lack of rain. What does rain doesn't get through the trees to hit the ground to make the grass grow. So the front yard's pretty much dead. It does come back in the fall and winter once we start getting the heavier rains when they happen. I'm not going to say that Central Texas is monsoon season because it's not. But on occasion we do get some rain that accumulates to a couple of inches. It might take a couple of days, but it happens. But yeah, so that's the plan. I've been here on this spot for 15 years and never started a garden. I'd wanted to because I grew up with a garden, pretty good size one. I don't know dimensions or anything else. I just know it was of a larger size. My parents lived on acreage near the river, and the ground was very good and a lot of things grew, so we had a fairly decent sized garden every year, even until I had my kids and left. My mom and dad still had their big garden, and my brother and I and our families would go help because we'd get some of the vegetables and whatnot. So they've moved. She's now container gardening as many people in this area do, because there's people that have cattle, wash tubs, water troughs, galvanized tubs, whatever you want to call them, the great big ones that are normally used for livestock water, sometimes are decent to come by. You find people that want to replace them because they have holes in them. Well, if they have holes in them, they're good for gardening. So she came across a couple at an auction, and she had a summer garden and tomatoes, peppers, that kind of thing. Sorry, my hair is really blowing around my face right now. And I'm gonna try the fall garden. My dad told me yesterday he wants to try a fall garden, so I went a little crazy buying seeds this year. So I'm gonna, actually that's what my next project is, and because it's getting too hot out here right now, I'm gonna go inside, get my tray, my seed starting tray. I'm gonna come use some of the dirt out of this raised bed, because I really don't want to use the dirt out of my yard, because I don't know, I've never grown anything in this dirt. So I'm gonna go get some dirt out of the raised bed, start some seeds. I have a 100 cell tray, so that means there's 100 holes for starting seeds. Sorry, it's getting a little hot, can you tell? Sorry, I have my sunglasses on as well, but it's either put my sunglasses on or you get to see me squint because the sun's outrageous. But I'm gonna go start seeds for the fall garden in the house. I know it's probably a little late, so those of you that are saying she's starting too late, yes, I know. I should have started a couple weeks ago, but I didn't. So I'm starting today. Oh, the sun just went behind a cloud. Okay, so I have broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, collard greens, pole beans, tomatoes, carrots. I got a couple flowers that I want to try to grow. And then I had bought some seeds from the box store, from Lowe's. Onions, bunching onions, Bib lettuce, and something else I don't remember. So I'm going to go inside. That'll probably be my second video starting those. So I'm going inside now because I just remembered I made a cup of coffee and it's sitting in my insulated cup. Hopefully it's still hot, so I'm gonna go drink it.